You are crouched on a rooftop at 6:47 p.m., watching the sun bleed orange across the horizon. Below, a volatile hive pulses promising high-tier loot, if you can survive what's inside. Your beast meter sits at 60% from the running battle that got you here. You have maybe 3 minutes of daylight left. This is the exact moment Dying Light the Beast has you hooked. It's not just the obvious tension of do I risk it? It's how every system in the game has led you to this decision point and how your choice matters. Let me walk you through why this zombie parkour nightmare is so brilliantly designed to have you addicted and coming back for more. Most games treat movement and combat as separate activities. You walk somewhere, then you fight. The Beast fuses them into a single flowing experience that taps directly into what psychologists call flow state. That magical zone where challenge perfectly matches skill and time disappears. Picture this, you're being chased by a pack of zombies through an abandoned village. Instead of stopping to fight them individually, you vault over a fence, wall run up the building, and launch yourself off the roof into a devastating aerial strike. This creates what game designers call a positive feedback loop. Getting better at parkour makes you deadlier in combat. Being deadlier makes exploration more rewarding. More rewarding exploration encourages you to attempt crazier traversal sequences. The movement system builds trust between player and game. You start believing you can pull off increasingly ambitious maneuvers. But here's where the psychology gets clever. The game rewards you for chaining these systems together. That rooftop leap into combat doesn't just look cool, it's mechanically superior to safer approaches. Your brain receives this thing called intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes your crazy stunts fail spectacularly, but when they work, the payoff feels incredible. Now let's talk about how the day-night cycle weaponizes your basic survival instinct. During daylight hours, you're essentially playing a different game. Exploration focused, relatively safe, methodical. Daytime is for preparation, learning routes and building confidence. Then the night falls and everything changes. Suddenly the familiar village becomes a maze of death. Volatiles emerge and the smart move is to head home, lock yourself in a safe zone and wait for dawn. But the game hooks you in. Nighttime missions offer significantly better rewards. This isn't just risk versus reward. Your brain hates the idea of missing out on those superior nighttime rewards, even as your survival instincts scream at you to retreat. The result? You find yourself thinking, just one quick supply run after dark. Then emerging later, heart still pounding, completely addicted to that high stakes gamble. One player captured it perfectly. I keep telling myself I'll play it safe. Then a night hits and suddenly I'm sneaking through the volatile territory for a purple weapon blueprint I probably don't even need. That internal conflict, safety versus greed, creates emotional investment that pure combat games can't match. The Beast transformation system demonstrates sophisticated understanding of what makes progression feel satisfying. Unlike many games that hand out power-ups on timers or through passive accumulation, your rage meter fills through active, skillful play. Every landed hit, every successful combo, every tactical choice feeds directly into your potential for transformation. When you finally unleash Beast Mode after a perfectly executed combat sequence, your brain doesn't just register, I got a power-up. It registers, my skill created this moment of dominance. The visceral feedback amplifies this psychological hook. The limp targeting system isn't just for show. Dismembering a zombie's leg fundamentally changes how the encounter plays out. Every swing of your weapon carries tactical weight, and the brutal finishing moves provide what is called sensory reward, immediate satisfying feedback that reinforces the behavior you just performed. Watch any YouTube comment section on Beast Mode gameplay footage and you'll see players obsessing over the gore and impact. This isn't mindless violence appreciation, it's players recognizing how the game makes their actions feel consequential and powerful. While the big systems grab attention, it's often the smaller details that create genuine addiction. Take weapon degradation, a mechanic that ruins many games but works brilliantly here. Weapons breaking isn't a punishment in the Beast. It's part of the survival fantasy that keeps scavenging meaningful throughout your entire playthrough. We value things more highly once we own them. The game exploits this by making you invest time and resources into customizing weapons, then ensuring those weapons won't last forever. That machete you spent 20 minutes upgrading with electric mods is going to break eventually, but not before you form an emotional attachment to it. This creates what I call productive anxiety, a low-level tension that keeps you engaged with the game's system even during quiet moments. You're not just exploring for the fun of it, you're constantly aware that you need to maintain and replace your equipment. One of the most psychologically sophisticated aspects of Dying Light the Beast is how it structures player's choice. The game provides multiple valid approaches to every situation: stealth, direct combat, parkour evasion, or vehicular carnage. But here's the clever part: while the game offers multiple approaches, it subtly rewards mastery of all of them. The player who only uses stealth misses out on beast mode progression. The one who only fights directly never develops parkour flow state. The game doesn't punish specialization, but it incentivizes experimentation. Every time you successfully combine parkour, stealth, and combat into a single encounter, your brain receives a hit of dopamine from demonstrating mastery. The game becomes less about completing objectives and more about expressing your growing skill set in an increasingly creative ways. Understanding individual mechanics is one thing, but the Beast's true addictive power lies in how these systems create emergent gameplay loops that never quite resolve. You log in planning to craft a specific weapon upgrade, but getting the materials requires a supply run. The supply run leads you past a volatile hive that's been taunting you. Clearing the hive gives you rare loot, but also attracts attention and forces you into an extended chase sequence that builds your beast meter. By the time you unleash beast mode and slaughter all the zombies, you've forgotten what you originally planned to do, and the cycle begins again. Just when you're about to achieve one objective, the game presents you with an equally compelling alternative that's just a little bit further. Your brain never gets the satisfaction of true completion because there's always something else to do. Returning to the rooftop moment I described at the beginning, you, the hive, the setting sun, the 60% beast meter, this scenario is a perfect example of why Dying Light the Beast works so brilliantly as an addiction machine. Every system in the game works to create this decision point. Your parkour skills got you to this rooftop safely. The day-night cycle is creating urgency. Your beast meter promises power if you can engage in enough combat to fill it. The crafting system makes those hive rewards genuinely valuable. Whatever you decide, the outcome feeds back into all these systems, creating new scenarios, new risks, new opportunities. The game doesn't just want you to play it, it wants you to become part of how you think about the risk, reward, and satisfaction of mastering complex skills under pressure. And that's simply just good game design. And judging by early community reactions, it's going to be very hard to put down.